All right, today we're diving into the world of the Irakanana, a society that's just dripping with tradition and elegance. And at the very top, you have one figure who's absolutely central to everything, High Matron Sakavara. We're going to unpack who she is, what makes her tick, and why she's so incredibly powerful.
Okay, get this quote. Regal, commanding, and full of ancestral elegance. I mean, wow. Right off the bat, that tells you we're not just talking about some leader. Sakavara is practically an institution. And that's really our jumping off point for figuring out just how much power and influence this woman really has.
So, how are we going to do this? Well, here's the plan. First, we'll meet the High Matron herself. Then we'll dig into her name, because it's a huge deal. After that, we'll look at her job as the keeper of social rights. We'll even break down what she wears. It's wild. And finally, we'll talk about her presence, the woman behind the title.
All right, Section 1, Meeting the High Matron. So, let's set the scene. Picture the Grand Cavarella Ballroom. This place is the absolute heart of Arekana high society. And who's presiding over it all? Sakavara. She's the one running the most important ceremonies, the most elite events. She's the final word, the ultimate authority.
So, what's in a name? Well, in Arekanana culture, the answer is everything. Seriously, a name isn't just what people call you. It's like your entire resume, your family tree, and your destiny all rolled into one. So if we really want to get who Sakavara is, we've got to start by breaking down her name.
Okay, so let's start with Sakavara. That name literally means she who commands the tide. And you've got to understand, this isn't just some pretty poetic nickname, it's a straight-up statement of power. It ties her right to the ocean, which is central to her society. This is a woman who doesn't just ride the wave, she is the wave. Next up, her second name, Laliesha. This translates to, of the silver flame lineage. Again, this isn't just a last name, it's a direct claim to a revered, almost legendary bloodline. The silver flame lineage? Yeah, that's a huge deal in their world, and she is its living, breathing representative. And the last piece of the puzzle is Nosku Havarella, which means of the great coastal court. And that right there cements her place at the absolute peak of the hierarchy. So when you put it all together, what do you get? A woman of elemental power from a legendary bloodline at the very center of governance. Her name tells a whole story of power before she even says a word. Okay, so her name gives her the authority, right? But it's her job that gives her the power. And what is that job? She's the keeper of social rights. Think of her as the ultimate gatekeeper of high society. Her influence is just immense. She's the one who literally decides who's in and who's out. End of story.
So what does being the keeper actually involve? Well, it means if you want to be somebody in this society, you have to go through her, period. She, and she alone, decides who gets welcomed into the fold. And by doing that, she's upholding these ancient codes of lineage, reputation, and something that's super important to their culture, feminine power. She's the guardian of the past and the one who shapes the future.
And here's a perfect example of her power in action, the debutante reception. Every single hopeful has to be personally received by her. There's no committee, no vote, it all comes down to her. And her judgment isn't some big speech, it's a simple nod. A ceremonial clasp of the hand. That's it. In that one quiet moment, a person's entire future can be made or completely broken.
All right, let's talk about how she's dressed in authority. Because a woman like Sakavara doesn't just get dressed in the morning, she puts on her power. Every single piece of her outfit is a symbol. It speaks to her status, her heritage, and her culture's reverence for the natural world. It's a walking, talking display of power, where literally every thread tells a part of the story. Okay, let's break this down. We're talking a silver lavender silk cape with these violet coastal glyphs, a deep indigo gown that looks just like the sea at twilight. I mean, it's stunning, but look closer at that silver bodice. It's not just pretty, it's covered in moonstone and pearls, all arranged in the sacred thread flame motif. That's a direct shout out to her silver flame lineage. It's all connected.
And check this detail out, because it says so much about their culture. Her high collar is scalloped to look just like a coral shell. But get this, it faintly glows with bioluminescent embroidery. It's this incredible blend of nature and amazing craftsmanship. It's a perfect reminder that in their world, those two things aren't separate at all. It's just beautiful, kind of magical, and totally unforgettable.
And her accessories? Whoa, they're like the final exclamation point on the whole outfit.
You've got the crescent tiara with that maroon opal. That's the symbol of her authority as matron. Then there's her ceremonial staff, the lasciator, which has an opal that actually pulses. Even the ancestral anklets and toe rings. Every single item is just another declaration of her power and her connection to her history.
So, we've talked about her title, we've decoded her name, we've analyzed her incredible clothes. But what about the woman underneath it all? Let's get past the symbols of power and talk about the presence that makes a Sakavara so commanding and so unforgettable. A lot of it starts with her voice. It's described as having this calm, lilting command that just carries across a huge, crowded ballroom. Think about that. She never has to raise her voice, never has to shout to be heard. Her authority is so absolute, it's just in the way she speaks. It's a voice that doesn't ask for your attention, it just gets it. And her appearance just backs all this up. Her silver-streaked hair is in this huge braided bun, and it's held in place with combs that actually glow. There's that theme again, right? That perfect mix of total elegance with a little touch of something otherworldly. It's a look that makes it clear she's not like anyone else in the room.
But maybe her most powerful traits aren't her clothes or her title, it's her eyes and her smile. They say she has these sharp violet eyes that feel like they can see right through you. And then there's that smile, a subtle little smile that just knows everything before it's even said. That's the real source of her power. It's the quiet confidence of someone who doesn't just hold all the cards, she designed the game.
So when you put it all together, Sakavara is this incredible figure of power, a living symbol of tradition. But it leaves us with a really big question. If she's the ultimate gatekeeper, what does that tell us about the society she's protecting? What kind of world puts that much power and responsibility on one person's shoulders? It's something to think about for sure.